Have you ever wanted a safe and loving place to come to spark that good feeling in yourself? Well, you've arrived. Welcome to the Show with Tanya Butson. In this space, Tanya encourages you to view yourself through love. This new energy allows you to become brave, to take the first step towards healing and thriving. Get ready to step into a level of self-worth never before experienced. With Tanya, a leader in the field of human potential, you will shift from longing to creating to discover that there is something better, and you will never ever have to settle for being in a state of perpetual darkness again. The Show with Tanya starts now. Hello, everyone. I'm Tanya Butson, and you are listening to the Show on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next hour. Each Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, we will have some of the most interesting stories, tips, and guests helping you to be all that you are. Today, I want to take a deeper focus into how we create the outcomes in our life and the power we actually have to make it miraculous. Let's jump into it right now. So I want to talk about the law of attraction. This has been a favorite study of mine for the last decade or more, and I can't get enough of it. I was actually listening to another podcast this morning and learning even more stuff I didn't know before. So I'm going to have to do a part 2 of the law of attraction. But let's start with the basics. Let's get you going and creating that life that you really, really want, and start saying goodbye to the things that are not serving your highest good. And so that leads me to ask the question, are some people born with a lucky horse shoe, by their side? The average attitude taken by most people about possessions is, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. There is a lack of awareness that there is a power to create your outcome. I'm going to repeat that because there is a lack of awareness by the general population that there is a power to create your outcome. And an endless stream of expressions like these from millions of people in all classes who give no thought to what they really want. So those are 2 secrets right here for the law of attraction. Being aware that there is a power to create your outcome, as well as not knowing or knowing what you actually want. So tuck that in your cap and hold on to that for a moment. The difference between the person who has what they want and those that do not have what they want is knowing in what they want. That's the difference. That's it. But I have come to find in my coaching sessions that there are a lot of people not knowing what they want. I was just texting my daughter, and she just graduated from university with a degree, and she doesn't know what she wants to do. This is a very common theme. So people need to get in touch with themselves to find out what exactly it is that they do want in their life and know it. It's the knowing. And when you can train your objective mind to decide definitely on the things you desire, you have taken the first big step to securing what you know you want. It's really simple. All of this stuff is simple, but It's not, because we're very habitual and it's hard to change. It's hard to teach that old dog new tricks, as they say. So you have within you a mighty power capable of giving you whatever you desire. Did you know that? You do. You do. You are so powerful. This power is your subjective mind, also known as many things. There's many names for it, but for the sake of ease, we will reference this today as source. It is agreeable by experts that source is omnipotent. That's one thing that they agree on. The name of it, not so much. The name of it doesn't matter. Whatever resonates with you, utilize it. If you want the universe, you want source, you want God, whatever, use what resonates with you. So source is capable and willing to carry out in complete and perfect conclusion of the earnest desire of your objective mind. Now, I'm going to shout this at you, but you must be very earnest about what you desire. So not only do you need to know what you want to desire, you need to be earnest about it. So I've already given you many chunks in just the first few moments of this episode of how to change your life. Now, I want you to really absorb it. It's not rocket science. It is just learning new behaviors. You need to know that you're powerful. You need to know what you want, and you need to be earnest about it. All right. You listening? You got this? Okay, good. Let's keep going. Half-hearted wanting does not communicate a perfect connection with source. So that means, yeah, I want to have a sports car. That's not going to do it. Okay. First of all, you don't even really know what you want. Right? Like it's half-hearted. It is, yeah, maybe I want a car, maybe I want a sports car, maybe I don't know. So half-hearted wanting does not communicate a perfect connection with source. And therefore you must have a sincere desire for that which you want. However, the objective mind usually merely vacillates an idea or wish and thought for mere seconds. And most people simply express their wishes vocally and leave it at that. Oh my gosh, this is the majority of people, okay? It is very, very popular in society for people to moan and groan about what they want and not really have that passionate desire for what they want. Because what they do is they hop into the lack train and take a ride on it and moan, complain, and what they don't have, instead of focusing all of their attention on what they do want. But I even take it a step back. A lot of people just don't know what they want. And again, that comes from a space of lack and unworthiness. They do not understand what they actually want because they don't believe they're worth more than what they have. So if you find yourself in this space, you need to find your self-worth. You need to find your self-love. And if you need help with that, I'm the gal, I'm the coach for that. I am the Heal Your Life coach. And that is all based on learning to love yourself so you can create your best life. So with that being said, when you're coming from a space of this I'm not good enough, it's very hard to find desires that you think you're worthy of. So you need to really go back to the foundation of who you are and what has happened to you in your lifetime, and develop this love for yourself so that you can feel the worthiness and know what it is that you can actually attain. And then all of a sudden, there's like this mojo of thought process and this mojo of some interest, and then it turns into more of like a desire, and then it becomes a passion, and then all of a sudden you're attracting it. It really has to come from a base of worthiness. I am worthy because I exist. I love that affirmation. I am worthy because I exist. There's no other reason in this world to lack worthiness, because when you are born and you exist in this human form, in this soul form, you are born with this birthright of abundance and of worth and of value and of sovereignty. And you are this powerful being. And about the age 5, 6, 7, we start to lose that memory of what we are here for and what we are here and capable of doing. The benevolence that we can attain in our life is infinite if we could just tap back into that memory of being this super attractor, this magnificent manifester. So it really is this guideline of knowing your worth. And if you think you're not good enough for this or that, you surely are not going to attract that into your life. And you will attract things that equate to the value that you see yourself at in that current moment. So it's really important to remember that anybody can change their outlook on life. It is always a choice, but you do kind of have to wake up to who you are. And if you're a really negative person and pessimistic and cynical, you need to own that. You need to, excuse me, you need to become aware of those energies that you are holding on to and those limited beliefs that you have, and own the fact that you actually are more than that. But you have to face yourself in the mirror and know where you're currently at in order for you to start to propel forward into a better life. So meet yourself where you're at and be loving with yourself and okay with where you're at, and know that it's the starting point to going somewhere better and bigger, and the dreams and the aspirations can come alive. So if you are in earnest about changing your current situation, I want you to stay with me for the rest of the show to see what more needs to be done in order for you to make your wishes come true. I'm going to give you a ton of tidbits that you can use to help yourself come into this notion of being in control of creating something better for yourself. And you are deserving and worthy of that. So let's continue on in more depth. You are listening to the Show with Tanya Butson. We are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to learn the plan and how to make your dreams come true. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're back on the Show with Tanya Butson. Before we continue, I want to make sure everyone knows how to contact me. You can reach me on my website, organicallymeta.ca, or email me at organicallymeta@outlook.com. I have amazing services like Heal Your Life coaching, Reiki that I can do in person or long distance, oracle reading, intuitive card readings, and meditation circles. So join me anytime over on Facebook and Instagram under Organically Meta, and that is Meta with 2 T's, and message me with any of your questions. And I look forward to get working together and create your best life. So I've been talking about the law of attraction. Now, I decided to take a different approach on this show and bring to you, probably most of you, newer information about the law of attraction. A lot of people are familiar with The Secret by Rhonda Byrne and know the following steps out of her book and her teachings. I have chosen to deliver information from it. No, it's all similar, right? It's all similar. The law of attraction is the law of attraction. However, how you get to it and how you utilize it can be altered in certain ways. And I have taken the knowledge out of the book It Works to relay this information today, because I just feel this is maybe more of an approachable method of bringing the law of attraction positively into your life, and make yourself see and achieve what you're looking for a little bit faster than with the approach that is in Rhonda's book. So you guys can write in when you start to implement this plan, and let me know all of the goodies that are coming into your life. So with the plan, it all begins with brainstorming what you do want. A lot of people get stuck right there, and then you're in trouble. You want to be able to write down on paper what you want. So here's a little tip. I always help people, when they're trying to find their soulmate. I'm like, okay, what is it that you don't want in a life partner? And they'll say 1, 2, and 3 things. And then I'll say, okay, now flip that. What is it that you do want then? So when you're stuck and you don't know how to find what you do want, you flip it to the opposite. So think about what you don't want. And generally, that will get people in the frame of mind of what they do want. So if you don't want a partner that's always angry and hateful, then I want a partner that is always loving and full of kindness and generosity. It's really easy to take, because we're coming from that point of reference, right? Where we know what we don't want because we're always moaning and complaining about it. So that is a very, I think, wonderful tip to offer you guys, is to think about all the things you don't want and then flip them to the opposite of what you do want. So you want to brainstorm. And then the next thing you want to do is write down on a piece of paper, in order of importance, the things and conditions that you really want. Okay. So This is something you need to be able to see daily. You need to see this often. So if it's going to be in a journal and the journal is going to be closed, then I wouldn't recommend having it in a journal. I like to get the spiral bound journals so that you can flip it open and leave it facing up so that you can see what you are writing and what you are attracting. So I would highly recommend that you either write it down on a piece of paper or maybe put up a piece of Bristol board on your wall, and then you can have this in front of you at all times. Some people love sticky notes, and then they sticky note their house, their dashboard, their mirrors with this stuff. So figure out what works for you. But the main thing is that you are writing down on a piece of paper in order of importance the things and conditions that you really want. And don't get stuck on the importance and the order of importance. Um, Follow your gut on that one, because I don't want you stuck in resistance, humming and hawing. Oh, well, I want $1 million, but I want perfect health as well. I want them both equally. Well, just follow your gut and put down what is number one for you. I'll give you a hint. Number one is perfect health, because without your health, you have nothing. So, just that's just how easy it is to decide what is more important. Okay. So don't get stuck, because then you create the resistance and then things will stay the same. They will be stagnant. Now, do not be afraid of wanting too much. There is no limit in writing down your wants. This is where I ask you, expand and dream bigger. And when you think it's big enough, it's not. Keep dreaming and keep dreaming. So this is very, very important. But this is a very difficult part of this, is because of that lack of worthiness that so many people have. Some people can't think outside their own hometown. They can't expand their mind and their wants outside of their own hometown, because they have this baseline low self-worth. Whereas other people are dreaming about traveling the world and going here and going there. And money is not even a concern when they're dreaming about traveling the world. They just know they're going to do it, and they don't care on how it's going to happen. So that is a big difference, right? Hometown versus worldwide, you know, hometown versus worldwide. It's a big difference there. One is a very limited mindset. The other one is a very expansive mindset. So it's very important to lean towards the expansion mindset so that you can dream and attain things that you've never imagined before. And remember, at the beginning of the show, I told you there is an omnipotent power within you that can create miracles. So allow it. Don't be afraid of wanting too much. It does not make you greedy. Okay. Now, right at the beginning, you're going to change the list daily. Okay. You've brainstormed, you've written 200 things down that you want. And then you're going to look at that list every day and you're going to change it. If there's things on there you don't want, you're going to take them off, or you might adjust it, or you might actually add to it. So add and take away from it until you feel connected with it. Do not be discouraged if you encounter many changes along the way. This is normal and natural. there will be changes always and forever, and additions with accomplishments and increasing desires. I get a little stuck at this point. I've manifested quite a few wonderful things in my life. And right now, I find myself when I'm writing out my affirmations every day, I'm just, you know, and I go, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want that anymore. I don't know if that's written the right way. Like I'm finding myself really over analyzing my affirmation work. And it used to be a very free flowing art for me. And I would get the results. So now I've got this resistance created in my affirmation writing because I'm overthinking and I'm in my head too much. And it's slowing down my attraction. So it's really important to allow yourself to just be and write down what it is that you feel you want and be willing and able to adjust it as you see fit as time goes on. And as you use these affirmations, these wants, these desires, these dreams, you're going to start to attain them. And as you attain them, they'll come off the list and then you may add more. And you really do find that your desires start to increase as you start to attain them. So don't get stuck in your ego overthinking everything, because that is where it is surely going to halt any of this attraction coming your way. Excuse me. So I want you to really be open minded with this and easy on yourself as you come into learning how to know what you want. So let's recap the first segment and this current segment, because a lot has been said, but it's very simple. Okay. The first thing is you need to know what you want. The second thing is you need to know there is this power within you to help you attract infinite possibilities. And then I'm going to add in that you need to start working on your self-worth and your self-love so that you can better realize what it is that you actually want. So knowing what you want, knowing that you have this power within you, and being flexible and willing to brainstorm outside your comfort zones of exactly what you do want. That is a really good start. And then you're going to write them down and you're going to change the list daily as you see fit. Hold that thought. I'd like to make sure we have plenty of time to learn more about the law of attraction and how to actualize the desires in your life that are most important to you. I'm Tanya Butson, and you are listening to The Om Show. Let's take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're back on the Om Show with Tanya Butson. We have been talking about ways to attract the life you've always wished for. Now I'd like to spend some time talking about the positive rules of accomplishment. What do I mean by the positive rules of accomplishment? Let me tell you a little bit more. In order to attract the wishes on the list that you have made and that you are looking at daily and editing and changing as necessary, there are 3 rules you need to follow daily. Three rules you need to follow daily. So let's go over these now. First of all, you want to read the list of what you want 3 times a day: morning, noon, and night. Okay? Read the list of what you want 3 times a day: morning, noon, and night. Think of what you want as often as possible. So now this is where you need to get inside your own head on the daily, on the hour, on the minute, on the second, and catch yourself thinking. And I can bet you're thinking something negative or judgy, pessimistic, critical. And that's where you're going to go, okay, okay, I hear you, but no more. I don't want these negative thoughts in my head. No, thank you. And then you switch it to something that you do want. So, you know, you're reading that list of what you want 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. So you're getting a really good idea of what it is that you do want. So then you want to think of those things as often as possible. So, with that being said, when you are mindful and you are thinking about your thoughts deliberately and intentionally, you're going to catch yourself going, "Ooh, it's a gloomy day." And you're going to go, "Oh, well, thank you for that thought, but no thanks. I am a millionaire. I am healthy. I am rich. I am successful." Whatever it is that you want is on your list. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to live at the beach. That's what you want to change your thoughts to. You want to change them to the things that you actually desire in your life. Because why do we walk around with all of these thoughts in our heads, taking up our entire days, thinking about everything we don't want and we don't like? It's insane when you think about it. it's it's just crazy. Why are we thinking all of the time about what we don't want when we have the choice and the ability to retrain our brain to think about the things that we actually want? So this is what this is doing. It is helping you to retrain your brain into thinking of positive things that you do want to attract in your life. So think of what you want as often as possible. Do not talk to anyone about your plan except to source. Okay, so this is where it's a little bit different with the concept of it works versus the secret, as an example. You're not going to talk to anybody about your plan except to source, who will unfold to your objective mind the method of accomplishment. Okay, so it's a secret between you and source. It will be obvious that some of your wishes will seem unattainable, and they should be. You want unattainable because when you achieve it, you're going to believe it works. Hmm. There's the name of the book, right? It works. So you are going to you need to have these big dreams, because if you say, "Oh, I'm going to attract a coffee," there's a great chance you're going to attract a coffee. It's a pretty easy thing to attract. I do recommend you start small with that. But if you are in earnest of attracting the life of your dreams, you're going to put down, "I own a 60-foot yacht. I have my own captain who sails it." You're going to think big. You're going to go big. My business expands worldwide, and I am sending this message of self-love and worthiness around the world, and we are making humanity happy again. And the world is full of joy and offerings and generosity and goodness. Oh my gosh, why wouldn't I want to dream that? Why would I not want to dream that? So, yeah, organically meta, go worldwide, go big. You've got good to do in this world. I accept that. That, yeah, I love that. Just came to my head. So there you go. I just put it out there to the universe. So um, I'll come back to you when that comes to fruition. But we want to be thinking big, big, big. Okay. So unattainable and difficult is good. You want to reach for those stars. This is how you start to have faith, is when you have these hard, difficult dreams that you think are completely unattainable, probably because somebody's told you that they're unattainable, that you're worthless and can never amount to anything, and you're stupid and can never figure out how to run your own business or whatever you've heard. When you start to believe in yourself and know that you want these things that seem unattainable, you start to plant the seed of faith inside your soul, inside your heart. And that is the essence of this all, is the faith. There is no need to analyze how source within you is going to accomplish your desires. That's so important. I really struggle with that. Type A personality, used to be a real control freak, been working on that. It's really hard to not know the steps on which these gifts are going to come to you and be presented to you. It's none of your business how that's going to happen. You only believe that source is going to deliver it to you in due time, in divine timing. So it's very important to not get into your logical brain and worry about how it's going to arrive or when. Got to be patient. So if you follow the definite plan and carry out the 3 simple rules, the method of accomplishment will unfold quite mysteriously, and in most cases, much sooner than you expect. That is so, and you're gonna you're gonna be so shocked when that first big thing comes. When new desires start coming to you and wish to be placed near the top of the list, it is a good sign that you are progressing correctly. So when you start to achieve and attract everything that you've got on your list, so that one thing is going to get knocked off the list because you achieved it. And when all of a sudden you get this surge of feeling that, oh my gosh, I want to add this to my list and that to my list. Oh my, I'm going to switch them around. I want this more than I want that now. And this is more important. When that starts to happen, you know you got the right mojo going and the energy is flowing and that you are on the right path. Another sign of progression is removing things from your original list you no longer desire. And that is so freaky because you think, like a lot of us, when we first start to write these lists, we're like, okay, well, I want this and this and this, because that's what you've always wanted, like from childhood. You put your childhood dreams down there, you put things from teenagehood or what have you, and you just put them all down on this list. Well, as you start to attract, you're actually growing as well as a person. And the things that you once valued as dear to you and really, really wanting, all of a sudden no longer interest you. It is quite a phenomenon to actually see this happen within yourself. So it is really cool to go, well, I don't really want that anymore. I'm going to take that off my original list. Don't question it. If it feels right and your intuition is nudging you to remove it, it no longer is for your highest good. And something else is going to come in its place for you to desire and to achieve. Now, I know it's natural to be skeptical and have doubts and distrust and question. But when this happens, go get out your list. Okay. Read the list over until the doubts subside and you're excited again. And you feel the power of accomplishment again over these desires. Doubt, skepticism, especially if it's a big thing in your head, in your mind, and in your belief, and you're going, this is never going to happen. It's taking too long. Well, your wish is the universe's command. It's going to take long, and it's never going to happen. You've got to shut those thoughts of doubts down immediately because it's showing lack of faith. And the way source works is fueled by the faith that you have. And sometimes source makes it take longer to trust your faith. Okay, so when you are in doubt, grab the list and read it over and over and over again until those doubts subside. And then you want to feel that earnest power of accomplishment and knowing that you can achieve these desires. So remember, nothing can stop you from having all that you desire. Other people have them, so why can't you? Feel free to send an email at organicallymeta@outlook.com or DM me on Facebook and Instagram. I always love connecting with people from all over the world. We're going on a quick break, and when we return, we will conclude all the pertinent details, and it gets important here that you need to know. And there's one caution as well. So it's all about the law of attraction today. We will be right back. Welcome back to the Om Show. I've been discussing all about the law of attraction. And I want you to get in alignment with me here and listen to the rest of the knowledge I want to present to you, because it is so important to listen and hear the rest of the information, because there is one caution that you need to be aware of. So let's go over this a little bit more, because there is a little bit of an art of this. However, it is so easy if you can just relax into it. If you get off course because your objective thinking source will not enter into the space and will not wait until you are ready. So again, we need to clear the energy. We need to allow the energy to flow. So when you start to doubt or you start to get angry or mistrustful that none of this works, then things will slow down and halt even. You can totally stop what is coming. It could be right around the corner and you can stop it with however you're projecting your energy out. And it's really important to know that the objective mind is very susceptible to suggestion. And it is almost impossible to make any progress when surrounded by skeptics. And you know what I'm going to start talking about here. Choose your friends closely and surround yourself with people who already have some of the things on the top of your list. who you surround yourself on the daily and who you um, think with and talk with and be with, those people are extremely impressionable on you and your objective mind. And you become the 5 closest people that you hang out with. So if you're hanging out with the moaners and complainers, I would suggest one by one getting somebody who already has what you want. It's really important to surround yourself around that kind of energy. So, you also, as a reminder, do not want to discuss your method of accomplishment with your friend circle. However, be definite and specific with your wishes. So, it's really important to utilize the energy of the people that you are around. So, if I want a beach house on the ocean, it would be really beneficial for me to hang out with somebody who at least has a boat or who at least has a cottage, or better yet, who has a cottage with lakefront, or better yet, has a beach home with sand in front of the ocean. So those are the people you want to be attracting. And how do you get there? Well, it's exactly what I started somebody with a boat. Well, there's lots of people who have boats and all kinds of boats, but I can certainly find a friend with a boat. And then I stepped it up, somebody who's got a cottage, right? So you start at the baseline of what you believe is attainable, and then you move it into the place where you actually want to go. So you need to be definite and specific with your wishes. So if you want an automobile, decide what kind, style, price, the color, and any other details, including when you want it. Don't forget that. When do you want this by? So I do remember in the movie The Secret, I think it was John Assaraf um, said to the guy who wanted a red sports car, he said, you need to visualize yourself driving it and what you look like in the car and where you're going, and what's the color of the steering wheel and everything. And the guy's like, do I really have to do this? And I remember him saying, how bad do you want the red sports car? If you want it bad enough, you're going to sit there and visualize yourself driving it, and, the wind blowing through your hair and the tunes going and whatever, right? So this may seem very foolish at first, but you can never realize your desires if you do not know positively in every detail what you want and why and when you want it. You need to know the why too behind this. Like, why? Is it going to help somebody else? Is it going to help you feel good? Is it going to bring fun and enjoyment into your life? Is it going to excel you in your scholarly achievements? Like, what is the reason why you want this so badly? Why do you have this desire? That is something we often forget, and we often forget to put the when. When do we want it? So if you cannot decide this, you are not in earnest of that desire. If you're not in earnest, you're not going to attract it. You must be definite. And when you are, results will be surprising and almost unbelievable. I have seen this happen in my own life. Unbelievable results, miracles. When you get your first taste of accomplishment, the natural and ancient enemy called discredit will appear. It can't be possible. What a coincidence. Oh, it just happened to be. Yes. When such thoughts occur, give thanks to those thoughts and give credit to source within for the accomplishment. Give the credit to source. Don't discredit it and go, oh, what a coincidence that happened. It can't be possible. No, 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 no. Gratitude, gratitude to source for that accomplishment. And by doing this, you gain assurance and more accomplishments in time. And this will prove to yourself that there is a law that actually works when you are in tune with it. So when you receive the thing that you want most, realize that you attracted it. Okay? With earnest wishes, there must be a feeling of thanks and gratitude cannot truly be given without the feeling of happiness. It is just impossible to achieve these if you're not feeling happy when you get it. So if you wanted to go on a trip to Hawaii, you're like, yes, I attained that. I'm going to Hawaii. Oh my gosh, what a dream come true. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is likely the most ignored point to receiving accomplishments. So heed this now. When you are thanking your greatest and best friend, the omnipotent source for the gifts you've received, do so with all your soul and let it be reflected in your face. The power and what it does is beyond understanding. Yes, I just read recently that I need to write my affirmations with a smile on my face. Yeah, instead of racing, oh, I gotta write them, gotta write them. Oh my gosh, I gotta write them. Look at my face, right? I gotta write them. No, I get to write my affirmations, and oh, money is rolling into me unlimitedly. Like it's just rolling in like a tsunami to me. Yes, of course. Why wouldn't I have a smile on my face when I'm doing that? So it's really, really important. Do not try to understand it, but accept the accomplishment with thankfulness, happiness, and a strengthened faith. Now, there is a caution here that I'm going to run through. It is possible to want and obtain that which makes you miserable, that which ruins happiness for others and causes sickness and death, robbing one of life. You can have what you want, but you must take what comes with it. So when you plan your desires, plan what will bring you and humanity the highest good. Things come to you, you think you got the plan on how it's going to arrive, and I can tell you firsthand it doesn't come the way you arrive. And I have lost stuff to gain stuff, and then I've had to mourn that loss, and it freaked me right out. So make sure you are asking for the highest good of all when you are desiring these things. And before you start your list, it is suggested that the first list is for things that are quite familiar and attainable, like an amount of money. These desires are easier to attain than healing of body and mind or changing poor habits. Accomplish the lesser things first. Good advice. Before you know it, you will accomplish many things on your list and find more things added to your list. One will be to help others as you have been helped. Really important. You can reject this or accept this, all of what I'm telling you. You can remain as you are or have anything you want. The choice is yours. Go over this plan over and over again and again, and then again, and then again. And if you really want to get in tune with this, read the book. It works over and over and over again. Memorize the 3 simple rules. Test them now on what you want most in this minute. And thousands of better lives testify that it works. If you want to take the leap and change your life 360, contact me at Organically Meta. I am willing to help real people who want authentic results and solutions in their lives to create their best life and remember who they are. To learn all about me and Organically Meta, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can also reach me directly at organicallymeta.ca and organicallymeta@outlook.com. To start the journey of remembering who you are and creating your best life, I leave you with 3 words to say each week. I love myself. Oh, yes, I do. I want to thank you all for tuning into the Show. I am deeply thankful for your presence and your time. Please join me every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. Eastern time. Next week on the Show, I will be offering my spiritual guidance to callers wishing some oracle cards read for them. In the meantime, make it a great week, and I will see you again here next week.
You have been listening to The Show with Tanya Butson on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, where Tanya encourages you to experience yourself through love. This new energy allows you to become brave, to take the first step towards healing and thriving. Shift from longing to creating, to discover that there is something better. You will never ever have to settle for being in a state of perpetual darkness again. For more information, visit organicallymeta.ca. Again, organicallymeta.ca.